Hey guys, this is History of Digimon Digital Monsters Season 1, Episode 11. This will be about Episode 10. Now actually, before I start talking about it, I want to mention to you guys, we are 3 episodes away from the end of the first arc. Now I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Um, Now getting into the actual storyline of the episode, Izzy and Tentamon are floating on their bed, and then what happens is Iggy states that he tells Tentamon that Tentamon, I believe we're floating uncontrollably to an unidentified island, and a crash landing is imminent. And then what happens after that is Tentamon's making a little joke. He's like, try to think of it as we're just hitting the beach. And then it goes to where Mimi and Palon are on their bed, and then Mimi stating once their bed lands, she's like, that'll be good for some frequent flyer miles. And then after the little walk through the rainforest, they encounter 2 technical recurring characters. Now, what I mean by technical recurring characters is the 2 characters are known as Sukamon and Chumon. Now, Sukamon is the technical one because in the Dark Master Saga he'll show up as a reference point, and as Chumon will show up as physical. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. And what happens is after that, Mimi and Palmon run away from them because they're throwing sludge at them. Like, you know, the new sludge that I talked about when I did episode 7 of my show, which is about episode 6. They throw that stuff at them, and then what happens is after that, Mimi's asking them to leave her alone, and then after a little discussion and a fight where they get attacked by where the light of the Digivice affects Sukamon and Chumon, they say that they feel all tingly and refreshed like a whole new person, and then Mimi's telling them that the new version of them is just as much of a pain as the last one was, and then she's asking them if they'll leave her alone and stuff, and then what happens after that is Palmon asks Sukamon and Chumon if they've seen any other humans, like creatures like Mimi and stuff. Now, this is the 2nd episode of the series where they're all, like, split up from each other and stuff. Sukamon is wondering if he has, and then Chumon is telling them that, as a matter of fact, they did. And then what happens is Mimi's she's wanting them to tell her, and then Sukamon says, well, it wasn't as pretty as you are, of course, but we saw something fall into the old ruins with the Tentamon. And then basically, they go over to where the ruins are, and then when they cross over to the other island, it goes back with Izzy and Tentamon. Tentamon is telling Izzy that he highly suggests they put an end to this, like, architectural tour and stuff. And then what happens is, after that, Izzy's stating that he's gathering information and stuff. This is also what significant in the fact that, as I stated with Izzy's character, he finds information about the digital world in different places, this being one of them. Oh, and by the way, this episode kind of references episode 6 of my show, which is about episode 5, because the same markings that were in the episode I talked about episode 5, which is episode 6 of my own show. He sees the markings again, and the markings are all on his hard drive, and then he types into the computer, and they find the black gear, and they want to try to jam it up, and then it switches back to Mimi and Palmon, and what happens is Mimi's being a little silly. She's like, here are the old ruins. Let's just hope that giant kissy-faced lemon custard was telling the truth. And then Palmon's like, one way to find out. And then what happens is after that, they run into it and they find Izzy and Tentamon, and then Izzy's telling me that he's just trying to decipher the hieroglyphs, and then what happens is after a little argument they have, Mimi runs off, and now this is significant in the fact that, now this is going to sound kind of ironic to you guys, but while she's running, she says, the second time when she's running, she says, I want my own bed, my own bathroom, I'm even starting to miss my baby brother. Now, that's kind of ironic in the fact that she doesn't actually have a brother. She's like an only child. I just thought I'd mention that. Um, then in the next scene, Palmon's wondering where they are. And then Izzy's contemplating, like, he said that they didn't go deeper into the maze, did they? And then Palmon said that she thinks they might have. And then what happens is Izzy's stating that the deciphered hieroglyphs that he read told him that the insides of the maze is just like a giant labyrinth. And if that's the case, they could be stuck in there forever and stuff. And then what happens after that, after a little scene where they encounter Centaurmon in the maze, and then Iddy directs them out. They started fighting, and a black gear comes out of his body and stuff. Now this is like I believe it's we're nearing the end of the Black Gear saga as well, guys. I just thought I'd mention that. And also what happens is, after they get the Black Gear out of him, this is significant in the fact that it has them finding out what the Digidevices finally are. And then what happens after that is Leomon shows back up, and he's still possessed by Devimon. And then what happens is, after that, after Mimi and Tentamon and Mimi and Izzy to get them out of the ruins with their Digidevices, Izzy's asking Centaurmon if maybe with their help, they can stop the Black Gear. And then Izzy starts typing into his computer again, and then Mimi's a little agitated. She's like, Izzy, excuse me, Izzy, you're not starting all that again, not right now. And then she kicks the Black Gear, and then the process kind of reverses itself and stuff, and then it shows Sukamon and Chumon showing up again, and then what happens after that is, that's where the episode stops. So see you guys next time.